Okay, we are officially in the Portland airport. I've got this cool guy over here,
He
and
found me somehow.
he is found. And then my beautiful wife, and this is officially day one of the Portland Retro Gaming Expo in the airport for a minute. So we're gonna get out of here. So if I talk into this back at the hotel, we're gonna see how much you can hear. Hallie, say something from this far away.
Hello.
Okay, Ryan, all the way from over there.
All the way over here.
Okay, cool. So we have exited the Red Robin because we needed some gamer grub. So we are now headed to the hotel and then over to the actual convention center for the convention. Day one is just the arcade, so it's not like a rush to be there all day. And the main event doesn't really happen till 7, so we will see how that goes. But for now, we're just gonna connect the dots. So we are now at the convention, right? And day one, they do, basically the whole arcade is open, and there's literally like dozens and dozens of arcade cabinets, as well as a bunch of pinball and stuff, right? Like, look over here.
And boy, am I not kidding when I say this place is completely packed full of these arcade cabinets, right? You'll notice me looking down a lot as I move around because I try to respect people and not film them if they don't want to be, but like there's so much. There's this Monopoly pinball table, and one of the first ones we came across was this original Dragon's Lair cab, which is actually a Laserdisc player, so it's super cool. Hallie wanted to jump in and play a little bit, so I recorded it a bit. Super cool. Moving on, you have things like this Shrek pinball cabinet, which I had no idea even existed, but they've got it here, so it must be pretty good. Then we move over to this Rush one, another one I didn't even know existed, but it had to get play, so I jumped in, and then Hallie jumped in while I recorded from this weird tube thing, and you can see just a line of pinball cabinets all on free play, so anybody can just play them. It's insanely cool. Now, of course, we ended up coming across a game for professionals, so I felt the need to step in and show everybody how to play a game of this caliber, if you get what I'm saying. You'll notice with my calculated actions that I know exactly how a man is supposed to play a game like Mappy.
Another of these awesome things that they do are these backgrounds, right? With, in this case, because today is Friday the 13th, you've got the NES Friday the 13th with awesome purple and blue Jason.
That's what our badge is.
Very nice, and yes, look, the badges. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Very nice.
And that's where we thought the day would be done and just jump in the arcade for the rest of the day. But I didn't realize we had an end. So we got to do something super cool, and that was preview the vendor hall before it was even open. So a lot of booths were setting up, and obviously you couldn't really buy anything because most people weren't even ready. But we got to walk through and see some pretty awesome stuff. This point where we came across something I really didn't expect, but probably should have. A familiar face I know quite well.
Hey, I'm Court from Co-Man's Playground. We just had a pretty big lot come in. Bronson really liked this that I got in. We think it's an adapter for a Game Boy Color that will allow you to play Game Boy Advance games on the Game Boy Color. We're going to verify it tomorrow. Bronson's going to bring me some batteries, and it's pretty cool.
Now, I have no idea if that's what that thing actually does, but I'm certainly going to go find out once I've got some AA batteries, of course. He was holding a pocket, though, so I actually need AAAs, but whatever. It was also at this point where I realized that I never actually introduced the drip that I am wearing to day one of this convention.
So we've got, right now, we're decked out in the retro Game Vault hat. We've got the DVD Game Exchange shirt. Reppin', spreading the good word. And my wife here, she's wearing the Katamari hat from We Love Katamari Reroll, so that's pretty cool. And then over here, there's another one of these backgrounds, but obviously it's Street Fighter 2, which is pretty cool.
It was at this point that we went ahead and made our way back over to the arcade so that we could play a few tables that we missed, like this absolutely disgustingly cool Super Mario Bros. Pinball table. There's a smaller version of this at my local arcade that I use all the time, and I've never seen this bigger one, so I can only assume it's one of those that's in very limited quantities. So it's super cool to be able to play it in a place like this. But I kind of suck, so whatever. It's fine though. It's Mario. I like him. As well as while this was going on, there was actually a preview of all the different stuff that you could get in the auction that you'll probably see more on tomorrow's vlog, and the 3 Blockbusters VMUs that you can win. I'm going for that Fallout, but we'll find out if that actually happens. If I have the money, of course. And you can also grab a free bag as a guest. Now, Rex Viper was absolutely killing it on stage. I promise I am absolutely not doing this justice by the recording that I have. They were absolutely smashing it. Now, while I was recording this, I actually lost sight of my beautiful wife, but luckily I knew exactly where to look, and sure enough, I came across her a little bit later over at the Dig Dug machine. Finally, after several more hours of just browsing all the tables and not forgetting to play a little bit, we finally decided to wrap up and head back to the hotel. The arcade will be open tomorrow, so anything we missed we can always go back and do. So we are now back at the room. That's my beautiful wife. These are the gamer scores for the day. Even though technically the vendor hall wasn't open, don't ask, but I got these. Pretty cool. We'll see what tomorrow holds.